Hi guys, it's Jimmy, and today I've got the top three out of my collection, based on the fact that when I head out, they're usually the ones I go to most to wear. So basically, get the most wear out of my collection. So you see, I've got I've got Rolex, I've got Patek, and I've got Audemars Piguet. So um, the Submariner is a pretty simple one. Reason being, I wear one on the farm every day, and so having the gold piece, even though when you put it on, it's, looks much the same. I think just knowing how robust they are and how reliable it is, I just put it on and I don't worry or think about it. It's just an enjoyable watch to wear. It's got that. It's a bit flashy in yellow gold, yes. As you can see by a little bit of marking it's got on it, I've worn this quite a lot. Seems to be a holiday watch I wear too. Just knowing that it's just a precious metal, tough tool watch is great. So it does get a lot of wear. By the way, this is I think I got this in 2019. So it's a 40mm, not the current 41. So it's the big maxi case with the thicker lugs. And of course it has the diver extension on the side, the clasp, just inside there. Seems to be all the way in. And heavy watch, and just, not necessarily all that comfortable because it is quite heavy, but a lot of fun to wear. And it's quite a classic look. Being the black dials, it's got a little bit of that vintage look to it, especially with the yellow gold numbers on the bezel. So what I'll do is I'll go through the three of them, and then I'll try each one on, I guess. So yeah, that's cool just because it wears easily. Don't worry about it too much, even though it's gold. I remember this AP offshore chronograph. I remember the release for this. This was a 2018 release, and back then not everything got hyped up like it does now. So as much as it's got a really nice bright indigo blue dial, it was very much overlooked at the start. And I remember seeing a very short video of it on YouTube and thought, oh yeah, I want that. And so contact my authorized dealer, said, yeah, I'd really like this. I think it was the first one that came in. I got that watch, which is this one right here, and instantly loved it. And I wore a lot. I didn't have anything this thick and clunky. And a nice bright blue strap. Very summer, very very fun. It's got the ceramic pushes, ceramic crown, that thick, reminds me of the Smurfs or something, that beautiful blue. And then you got the chronograph hands in red, which it just pops. Loved wearing it. I know that they only got two of these that year. Two of the blue ones. I got one, someone else got the other. And then it sort of experienced a bit of a following at the time. And I mean, it's a few years since then now, so I don't know what these do particularly now on the market. But due to the fact that AP does a lot of releases and continually changes dials and things and case sizes, and it quickly becomes sort of last week's news. But I think any of the new versions that come out, I do not like more than this. So I enjoy wearing it. It's just a lot more fun to wear. It's bright, it's happy, it's very summery. The band on this, the rubber band, is super soft and just, you know, gels with your wrist really well. Even though these are clunky watch to wear, but I've got a large wrist, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's I don't know if it really picks up on it. It's got a few little battle scars on it. It has been worn well, but looked after, and it's kind of watch that feels robust. But when you play with the movement on APs through the crown, you can feel that they feel very delicate in comparison to a Rolex. Whereas the Rolex, you know, you can just pull that crown out. It feels really strong and heavy duty. These feel very sort of fiddly and delicate. Even when you screw the crowns down, they feel very much like that. But they're really not a beginner's, you know, an entry level thing anyway. So I've had a great run with this watch, and I can't ever see it leaving the collection, to be honest. Then out of my Pateks, this is the one I want to run to the most. So much so that a lot of time I find myself stopping from grabbing this and grabbing something else because you just can't keep wearing the same piece. I don't know where that rule came up from. It's made it up in my own head, but that's sort of the way I end up getting. I'll just keep wearing it and then realize, hang on, just put it away, put something else on. I mean, I guess we should just go with our, you know, what your heart desires. If you want to wear it, just put it on and wear it. If the other ones sit there for longer, they sit there for longer. But it is, I mean, perfect size. I think it's about 42 millimeters. Super legible dial. Color is gorgeous. You know, the applied numerals with the lume, it's amazing. It's got a whole lot of lume. Even that big date, I know it's, you know, it's very contrasting with the white background, but it's so legible. They've almost made the date the same size as the numerals on the dial. The shape is just so sleek. The details are so fine. Thickness is just perfect. Where it's thin but not too thin. These bands are absolutely amazing, so comfortable. With the deployment, it's amazing. I mean, I haven't unwrapped that deployment. I don't know, I'm a bit funny like that. Bit of the plastic's hanging off there, but I just can't bring myself to it, so it protects it. I've put a tiny mark, you can see it just here on the bezel. Tapped it on the counter, but barely noticeable. I love wearing it, but at the same time I just don't want to mark it. It is white gold, so it is soft. Yeah, so this is white gold. The AP is stainless. Obviously you can tell that the Rolex is gold, but it's got weight, but it's, if you know what I mean, you can feel it's got weight for what it is, but it's not heavy. So it's beautifully balanced. So out of everything, this is the number one. They're my top three, but this is, yeah, nothing short of perfection, I'd say. And it says one thing about me. I obviously do prefer sports watches. That's all you're seeing in front of you right here. That's, you know, where I'm at. I appreciate more formal dress watches and things, of which I do have a, you know, a very nice Calatrava. But it's like I appreciate acquiring it and owning it and taking care of it. Wearing it, there's not so many times where I can. Sometimes I go on a date night with the wife, you might put it on. But otherwise, when it's just more casual and you're heading out with the family or whatever, or during the day, I like to wear this kind of stuff. And what I'll do is just put them all on the wrist, see what they look like. And I think you guys should let me know what you like the most. So before I take the watch off I'm wearing, it's one of my favorite vintage watches I'm wearing. Another one I can't explain why. I've got, you know, nicer pieces than this, but this one always calls me. So it's a 1967 Tudor Submariner. It's a reference 7928, and it was a watch head only, this one, unpolished, all original, and I've got this new old stock vintage bracelet on it. It's a German manufactured bracelet, and the end link's kind of curved to the case of the Rolex, so it's pretty cool on there. But I'll get this off. And I guess we'll go in the same order. I'll put the Rolex on. Clasp is still firm on this Rolex. I've worn it a fair bit thinking the gold maybe wears quicker, but they don't. Yeah. So there's that one. We'll go the AP. Yeah, this AP really surprised me when I saw the release. I thought I must have that watch, and it's never disappointed. It's never, I've never, you know, it's never got boring to me. It's always been one of my favorites. It just puts a smile on your face. It's so bright. It's just a happy watch, I think. And the ceramic pushes and crown, it's just the icing on the cake. Don't have a lot of rubber strap watches either, so it's funny how the couple that I do have are in my top pick. With this Aquanaut, I was actually, when I was waiting on this, I was thinking about the car key dial version, and now I'm so glad that I ended up getting the blue. It's more versatile. You can wear it, I think you can wear it more often. Blue just goes more often than the green will. Look at that, just the perfect thickness. The way that strap just perfectly conforms. It's so comfortable. And that's, yeah, I think if I could only keep one, this might be the one. I don't even know, I haven't counted up how many pieces are in my collection at the moment. I don't know. And so it is kind of hard to pick a winner because I've got a few in there. But that Aquanaut is really where it's at. And of course, I mean, I've acquired a Nautilus, so I've got a 5990, and if I had to choose which one to wear out of them two, I'm certain I'd go with the Aquanaut, which is funny because before I was into Patek, and many years ago, I used to look at the Aquanauts, and I didn't think like the steel versions, which were a smaller case than this, but I never thought much of them. It's kind of like you need time to mature and understand where Patek's going with them, and how, the subtlety in their design. Whereas, the way the case is faceted inside the dial, very, very subtle, and the actual outside the bezel. Whereas with AP, it's just harsh and in your face. The lines are a lot more solid, strong lines, yeah? So that's why originally going from Rolex to AP was the correct thing for me, because I had to sort of experience this and then go to a more refined stage of going into the Patek. And I think that's probably how it works for a fair few guys out there. But anyway, guys, that's my top three. Tell me what your pick is out of them, or what your top three are. And yeah, till next time, take care.